I'm Jen.
And I'm Joe.
And we're Jen and Joe.
On the go. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Joseph from sunny Florida.
Florida. It is definitely sunny out here today. It is a lovely, lovely, sunny, blue sky day.
Yeah.
It would be the perfect pool day today.
But unfortunately, we have to leave in about 45 minutes.
Yeah. It is our last day of our May 2025 Florida/Disney trip.
Yep.
Yeah, so we wrapped up Disney, came to St. Pete, and well, we're going to head to the airport in about a half hour or so. And
So we thought we would wrap things up with our pits and peaks from our Disney World trip. Not really going to talk about St. Pete because it was all peak, seeing family and resting. So we'll just talk about the Disney portion.
Yeah.
Plus, we didn't really film a lot in St. Pete.
Yeah.
Because we needed a break.
Yeah. Not only that, but we just didn't do as much. It was a lot of just simple little things. But I did do the daily vlogs each day. So I'm going to put that all together and make it one big St. Pete vlog with just the different things we did during the days.
And keep watching because there's going to be another trip report coming out very soon.
Yes. So I think we do something a little different this time with our pits and peaks. And let's just break it up into a few different categories that might make this a little shorter.
Okay.
So when we say pits and peaks, like what's the good and the not so good with the different categories.
Okay.
And we can start with, I say, the hotel. So we can do the pits and the peaks of the hotel.
Okay. Peak, staying in Destino Tower.
Yes, just overall the tower itself.
It's just a great location.
The vicinity of everything within the resort. When you get back to the resort, you don't have to walk any further to get to a room. You're right there up the elevator, bada bing, bada boom. So the resort itself is great. A lot of dining options, a lot to do, even if you just take a walk around the lake that they have there. Really nice.
Yeah.
I agree. So definitely the peak of that is just the resort itself.
Let's see. I don't think I have any pits.
The pit is the room location. Yes, I did not like the room location.
Why?
Because you wanted a water view room, which we got. It was a partial water view room, which itself was fine, and it was nice that we were at the end of the hall, so you would think it would have been a little quieter, but it wasn't.
We had like a storage closet next to our room that I would assume CMs were going into at all times of day. And
So whenever they closed that, it was a loud noise, and I know it wasn't a regular hotel room door. It was a different kind of door because you could tell the difference of the sounds when the door was closing. So I did not like the room location, but we were on the 8th floor all the way at the end, and it just seemed like a little So
pit number 2, Disney, you need to do daily housekeeping. We're in St. Pete, and they're doing daily housekeeping. Every other hotel we have stayed at, every single hotel we have stayed at is doing housekeeping every day except Disney. No excuses. It's a real turnoff.
Yep, I think it is.
No excuses.
Maybe the philosophy is, well,
especially for the price.
Well, right, exactly. But I think that ultimately it's money. They don't, they won't need as many employees because they're only doing rooms every other day. So
unless you're a deluxe guest, then
in these resorts, right, then you have just fewer employees that you need. But also, I think possibly it's that most families are not in the rooms that often. That it's sleep, get up, get ready, go to the park. But because it is so hot in Florida all the time, people will take more showers, which means then the rooms get a little more used, at least the bathrooms do. So I agree. I think you should definitely have more room, more housekeeping service for these rooms. So, okay. Next would be the parks. We only did 2 parks, but I would say the peak for me for a park is the day we did Animal Kingdom because it was dead.
Definite peak.
There weren't a lot of people there. We ended up doing things, even though you got the lightning lane, by the end of the day or the second half of the day there, we didn't have to really use it. We were able to walk onto Dinosaur twice. I did Everest twice. As we were leaving Flight of Passage, regular wait time for Flight of Passage was 35 minutes. So that's huge. We also did the safari twice. We did one in the morning with Lightning Lane, and then later in the afternoon we did it without, and just the walk-on was like 10 minutes, and not even that. We just
basically... The longest wait all day was Navi River. It didn't go below 60 minutes.
Yeah, but we did a lightning for that.
We did.
So I think definitely Animal Kingdom that day was a great
But peak. I'll say the pit is having to pay for Lightning Lane. It's a necessary evil at this point, but every time I have to click to pay, I swear.
Yeah,
I get very angry.
I know. It is a great convenience.
It is a great convenience.
To have.
It is.
But it is still bitter taste in your mouth because that used to be a great convenience. That was free. Yeah. And now you have to pay for it. Yeah. But whatever. It is what it is.
Yep. So, it's the new way of doing things these
but
days.
We've used it enough now where we will hesitantly recommend it.
I will say another peak was at Animal Kingdom, seeing the 3 lions on the rocks, like freaking Lion King.
Yeah.
It was like a scene out of Lion King.
Yes.
All 3 of the lions on the rocks.
Right. Yep.
And they weren't sleeping.
No, they were all 3 up.
They were playing.
We both did video of that. And hi.
She's waiting to get fed from your mom.
I guess it is that time. It's dinner time.
So this little squirrel comes around every day so Joe's mom can feed her. We're assuming she's a girl.
Yeah, well.
Hi, little lady.
Yesterday there were 2.
What are you doing? Are you going to come over here and say hello?
Don't be confused by that little bunny in the background. That's not a real bunny. Where are you? Here you are. I lost you in my frame.
Oh,
hello.
Come here, little girl.
Hello.
We don't have food for you, but we'll be your best friend. Hi. Are you Secret Squirrel?
It looks like it just wants to pounce.
It looks like it wants to play. It looks like it just wants to come and cuddle and sleep in your lap.
I think it's saying, feed me or I will jump on your face and bite your nose off.
What are you doing? Does Nella feed you? You're going to scare her. See, now you scared her.
Well, when my mom comes out with peanuts or nuts or whatever.
She's like, you're not Nella. Okay, so anyway, that was a definite...
Back to what were we saying? Because I'm
about the lions on the Pride Rock.
Yeah. So I was saying that we both were doing video at the time. Neither one took a picture. So I've got to pull a picture off of the video, just do a still of it.
Yeah.
And it was very, very cool to see the lions. That was definitely a peak there. Pits for the parks.
I don't really have
you said the Lightning Lane. But besides that pit...
I'm trying to think what we did because now it seems a lifetime ago.
Yeah, I don't think...
we did Epcot too, and again, Lightning Lane worked out very well.
Yeah.
Hated paying for it, but we got on everything we wanted to get on. Another peak, the new Grand Fiesta Tour. It's very bright, and that you could tell they cleaned up all the screens. It looks fantastic.
Yeah. So that looked really nice.
Yeah.
But pits. I think really the only pit would be the Lightning Lane that you have to pay for the Lightning Lane. So. Yeah.
We had 2 really good park days.
Yeah, I loved being able to do Guardians of the Galaxy again. So that was a peak for Lightning Lane. Or did you have to pay fancy ride for that?
Had to pay fancy ride for that. There's no VQ anymore. You have to stand in line or pay for it.
Yes, that's not a Lightning Lane.
No. It's not a virtual queue.
Right.
You can pay fancy ride Lightning Lane for it, or stand in regular line. Oh, yep. Swinky.
Just looking at us like, I'm still waiting. Like, what are you bozos doing over there?
I'm waiting for my peanuts. She's so little. Okay,
all right, anyway,
so that would bring us to food. The pits and the peaks of the food.
Yes.
So, our 3 best meals were... Now I have to think back because I can't even remember what we ate.
Tiffin's was one.
Tiffin's was fantastic.
Yes.
Wine Bar George was fantastic.
I'm going to go, now we have 2 more that we can select from. We could either do Homecoming, but I'm going to push that to the side and say Raglin Road.
Raglin Road was fantastic. Yeah. So that was, we actually had reservations that night at Citricos and we canceled because we weren't feeling it and got a last minute reservation at Raglin Road. And although the service was just okay, the food was fantastic. fantastic.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to put it up there, even though, when we do food, it's, the quality of the food, the service, and the ambiance. Mm-hmm. And the ambiance obviously was great, but I didn't like being off to the side in the other room where you couldn't see the performers.
Right.
Because they have the dancers and the musicians, and if you're in the main room, you could see it. When you're off to the side, you can't. And there was one point where they came over and put a board down so they could each dance, but the dancing lasted like 30 seconds.
They did some Irish dancing,
some
jigs.
It was a guy and a girl, and they each did about 30 seconds, so it was no big deal. But yeah, so I mean, the food was good, so I'm going to put that on the list over Homecoming, because Homecoming ate too much, way too much, and it's not their fault, it's my fault. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so full. But Wine Bar George, that was the first restaurant.
Yeah.
Our first. Once we got to Disney Springs that first day. Mm-hmm. And then Tiffin's at Animal Kingdom. Yeah. That was fantastic. If you're at Animal Kingdom, I'd try to make a reservation at Tiffin's, because unfortunately it's in the park and not a lot of people take that kind of time
and it was
to dine.
Quiet.
But it was very quiet.
It was quiet. You didn't even feel like you were in a Disney park. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I've been saying that word a lot. So,
yes.
The 3 worst meals of the trip were
pits.
Definitely Ale and Compass.
Yeah, it was just okay. Shiki Sai and
that was
lunch.
Awful.
That probably takes the cake for
and
the
you know
worst.
what? That was I was looking most forward to eating at Shiki Sai, and just wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
And our drinks, there were 4 of us in our party. We were there with the besties, and none of us thought there was alcohol in our drinks.
No, it was kind of, that was what it was. And then what was the third? Would you say would be?
Trying to remember where we ate.
I mean, definitely those 2, but Shiki Sai was, I think, the worst.
So where did we go our first night for dinner?
That Tuesday night was...
So Enzo's was the next night. That was good. Maya Grill was good.
Rosa Mexicano.
Oh, Rosa Mexicano was really good. Yeah. UPS truck.
Yeah, UPS truck driving by.
Rosa
Mexicano, Enzo's was really good. We liked that. We ate at Summer House. That was pretty good. So,
that would probably be our third worst was Summer House.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Well, let's say it's good. It wasn't pretty good. It was good, but wouldn't be in a rush to head back.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we discovered that Joe had the eggs Benny with crab cakes, and I had crab cakes, and my crab cakes were
more expensive.
$38. And your eggs Benny crab cakes were 28 with the same exact crab cake that I got with no eggs and no English muffin and no hollandaise sauce.
So I got more for less.
Weird. Yeah.
And then we also compared the eggs Benedict with crab at Summer House to Cake Bake. And Cake Bake, same price. Cake Bake with the eggs Benedict that they had there, the crab eggs Benedict, was much, much better last November. So when you compare the same dish, both locations, same price, but the quality at Cake Bake was much, much better.
Yeah.
I felt that the hollandaise sauce at Summer House was a little too rich. So, I think those would be the 3 pits for restaurants.
I agree. So we covered parks, we covered resort, and we covered dining.
Yes. So then, just in general, miscellaneous pits. I don't know if I have
the buses.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's say that.
They started off strong at Coronado Springs. Yeah. I mean, we literally walked down the first 2 days, and there was always a bus waiting, and we were like, "Wow, this is great." But for some reason, they stopped posting the times for Disney Springs. If you wanted to go to Disney Springs, it just said use bus.
It's like, really? Duh.
But there was never ever a time, and we'd sit there for 10 minutes, and then we'd just get fed up and go Uber.
Yeah, so if I look at our Uber receipts, we had a lot of Uber this time.
We did, but it was still probably cheaper than, I'm sure it was cheaper than renting a car. Yeah. Because we rented a car in St. Pete for 3 days, and it was basically $100 a day. Yeah. Which I think is absolutely freaking insane.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And the car we got was an upgrade, and it sucks, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
We have an Audi.
Yeah.
Some SUV, and it's not a good car.
No, I wouldn't buy it. Definitely not. And I would not even rent it again. So, so that could be, I guess, maybe a miscellaneous pit as well between the buses and our vehicle.
Yeah.
So transportation would be a pit.
Yeah, transportation was really, the buses were not really good overall this trip.
Yeah.
They had been stellar for over a year, and they started going downhill again in February.
Yeah, maybe.
Because November they were pretty good.
Yeah.
And we used actually we didn't really use the buses in November. We used the Skyliner a majority of the time.
Yeah, we did because we were staying at Art of Animation.
Yeah, that's right. So we lied.
All right, then the overall general peak for the trip is just
cast
seeing
members. And that's a given.
Okay.
Seeing Timmy and the besties, definite.
Yeah. So I think for me, the peak was Steve and Ariane and getting to see their family.
Yes,
it was very, very cool.
Yeah.
Really, really, really enjoyed that. Was very happy for that. And then obviously seeing Timmy and Anna. But it was all really just nice. The main point of coming down here was to see friends and family. And the other peak of the trip was Friday night at House of Blues, seeing Augustana.
Yes.
So
that was the reason we booked the trip to begin with.
So there was that, but then also seeing friends and family because they were going to be down here as well. But Augustana is the band's name. Dan Leas is the lead singer, and he opened for Matt Kearney last Friday night at House of Blues.
And we got to meet him.
Yes.
And get
so first
some
off,
pics and some autographs.
Where we were able to stand when we got in there, we went to the far left of the stage. And because Dan's keyboard was kind of at an angle, he was facing right at us.
Yeah.
So if you were dead center, you'd be seeing him from the side.
Yes.
If you were stage right, you'd be seeing more of his back. Hold on.
Street cleaner.
Wow. This road is always very active when we're out here trying to film. You notice that?
I know, and it's a very quiet street overall.
Usually overall, but they've got some construction going on in the area.
Yeah, how do we forget seeing Augustana? That was such a peak.
So anyways, we had a great location for seeing him perform. And then afterwards, he was upstairs selling his merch. So we got to meet him and talk to him, and it was fantastic.
I have another peak.
Yes?
Splitzville.
Yes,
was
true.
Freaking service and food was amazing. It was so good. And I know you're thinking Splitzville?
No, it was. And
we've had
dined
really
there now
positive
several
experiences there.
Yes.
Both there and at Disneyland.
Is her name, was it Emily that took care of us? I think it was Emily. I'm thrown because today Mazzaro's, she was Emily too. But when we got in there, we thought the House of Blues show was going to start at 7.
That's
it really
what our
didn't start
ticket
until
said.
8.
Yeah.
So when we got into Splitsville, we said, hey, we're going to be here for a while. So she just took our time with us, and
she paced everything perfectly.
Yeah, she was really good.
She was great.
So I did enjoy that as well. So that overall added overall to everything for that evening. It was a great, great night. So anyway.
And overall, it was a great trip. We had beautiful weather.
The rain didn't really affect us, even though it did rain.
It rained a little bit before House of Blues.
Yeah, but overall, we were not really affected by it, so it worked out well. So, yes.
Yeah, again, so wrapping up another Disney World trip in the bag. It was great. We had a fantastic time. Can't wait to go back.
We'll get there soon.
We'll get there soon.
We have more to announce, so we got more stuff coming. So, you know.
So, thanks so much for watching. Yes. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss any of the next Jen and Joe on the go action, because by the time we get home, these videos are going to publish right away. Right, and we'll probably put this one up first. So just stay tuned for all of different videos of all the things that we mentioned, because we have a lot going. And it will either be this one or the travel day. No, I'll probably do this one first. Just so that way, get all that out. So it's the tease for everything else that's coming after. Yeah, because you want to see our dining reviews, because when they were good, they were good. Yeah. And when they were bad, they were horrible. Yeah. So anyway. All right. Well, thanks as always. Thanks for watching. Okay. See you next time. Bye. Bye.